Exodus chapter 20, verse 9 and 10, God continues to teach his bride about a very important word called Sabbath. And Sabbath is this whole idea of rest, is entering into rest. And we were learning yesterday the idea of Sabbath is learning to rest in his presence, because his presence is rest. His presence is our new habitat, especially as those who are created in his image. We find our place of being when we actually find the mold that we were created after. And he created us and we were molded after him. So therefore, it only makes sense if we fit in that shape. And there's a God shape that we were meant to fit into, because we were created in his very same image. Now, God continues to talk about rest as he breaks it down a little bit more in verse 9 and 10. He says, 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter or your male servant or your female servant, your livestock, or the sojourners who is within your gates. And God breaks it down even more about what it would look like, because I think the thing about humans, we're always trying to find shortcuts, and we're always trying to find a way to squeeze things in, you know, where we're like, okay, 6 days, where does 6 days begin? And we begin to ask questions, does 6 days begin on Saturday or Sunday? Or for some places of the earth, it even begins on Monday. So where does it begin? And I feel like there's so many questions, but God is not interested in those technical things. God is interested that we discover the substance behind everything. I don't know if you noticed or not, when Jesus came into the world, he did not come to abolish the law, but he came to fulfill the law. He also comes to reveal to the people the heart of the law. And sometimes we can obey the law without understanding the heart of the law, and we just become religious. Yet the heart of the law has always been love and relationship. That's why the greatest commandment that God gave us is to love him with all and to love our neighbors as ourselves. And it's this very same heart that drives all the 10 commandments. And I feel like oftentimes this is missed out a lot, just like in relationship, that you do need to take time to pause, because we can be so busy that we miss out on the person that we said that we are working for, that we're doing all these things for, and we completely miss them. And we want to learn to honor God. We want to learn to enter into Sabbath, and you can enter into Sabbath every single day. And that's the great news, because Sabbath is not an event. Sabbath is not a specific day that you need to look forward to. You can enter into Sabbath every single day. You can enter into Sabbath every single moment of your life, as a matter of fact. Because as far as Jesus is concerned, it is finished. All the work that needs to get done, it's already done. Now, our part is to rest in that work. Now, does that mean we don't do anything? No, we begin to do all things out of the overflowing and abundant heart of God. What does that mean? If I'm going to go to work, it's no longer going to work just because I need to collect my paycheck, but I go to work because there is a specific assignment to bring about rest in that workplace. That wherever I enter, people are going to be at rest. People are going to find peace. People are going to find joy. Have you ever entered into a place where people, instead of having peace or joy, they feel restless around you? Then maybe you need to ask yourself this question: are you rested? Because if you're rested, you can transfer that very same rest. And it's meant to be an impact to your sons and your daughters and your neighbors and their pet chihuahuas. And everywhere you go, you are meant to bring about rest. So let me ask you this question today. Are you rested? Because your rest will reflect on the rest of the people around you. So I challenge you today. Will you awaken to God's revelation of rest?